Public-private partnerships are now the dominant method for the government to deliver infrastructure projects in India. There are three main reasons why PPP models are used. The first is to tap into private sector expertise. The second reason is to tap into private sector finance for what are otherwise public infrastructure projects. And finally, the greater efficiencies that the private sector is expected to bring in terms of both the time and the budget aspects of a project. There are a number of different models that have been used in the past for PPP projects in India, but we'll look a little more carefully at a couple that have been used more recently. The main feature of this model is that it combines the EPC model and the BOT annuity model. Under this model, the concessionaire is paid 40% of the project cost during the construction phase. The remaining 60% is paid over the life of the concession in equal annual installments. The two main advantages of this model is the fact that it reduces the financial burden on the concessionaire during the construction phase, and secondly, the fact that traffic and toll risks are in fact eliminated because of the annuity payments that the concessionaire receives. In this model, what happens is that an existing government toll road, built and constructed by the government, is through a competitive bidding process handed over to a private concessionaire who pays an upfront one-time fee for the life of the concession. The way that traffic risk is addressed in these concessions is that if the target for toll collection is not achieved, then the period of the concession is either increased or decreased proportionately. And to ensure that the concessionaire collects the target fee, the government commits not to construct a competing road unless the capacity of the existing road is exceeded. What the toll operate transfer model represents is a mechanism to monetize existing public infrastructure assets. The toll operate transfer model has also been referred to as asset recycling because what it does is that it frees up public funds which can then be recycled into other infrastructure projects. The main attraction of this model to the private concessionaire is that all the early stage risks of a project, those associated with the development and construction phases of the project, are removed. The key issue for the government to address is the allocation of risk between the public and private sector. And the innovation with these new models, whether it's the hybrid annuity model or the toll operate transfer model, are effectively attempts by the government to address this allocation of risk in different ways. What we hope is that through these mechanisms, a fairer balance will be achieved between the public and private sector, which will make investment in these areas more attractive.